Hey everybody, welcome back to Fixing Fandom. Thanks for tuning in today. It's been a minute. I don't think I've uploaded a video in probably 3 or 4 months at least. It may even be longer ago than that. Um, but I wanted to start, getting some new videos out there, try and get back into the habit of trying to get a video out every so often here. And so I figured what better time to start than with the release of probably the biggest film to hit theaters since Endgame, pre-pandemic days. And of course, I'm talking about Spider-Man: No Way Home. I went and saw the film at an early afternoon showing today on opening day, and I just wanted to take a few minutes and give a kind of spoiler-free review of the film. Um, you know, just off the top of my head, it's phenomenal. It is an excellent film. It packs all the emotional beats that you could want in a Spider-Man film. I'll just say, from the top that I love the film. It's phenomenal. That's not to say that it's technically like the best made film. I feel like there were certain parts that were rushed, that I wish maybe had a little more time to breathe. I was actually talking with someone tonight, and I just told them, I said, I really felt like this could have been two films. Obviously, coming out of Far From Home, everybody knows that Peter Parker is now Spider-Man. J. Jonah Jameson, of course, releases that information out to the world based on the Mysterio video. And so they kind of they spend some time with that, but not a lot. There's actually one particular scene that involves dealing with the ramifications of his identity being released that Marvel fans will, I think, absolutely love. It's been spoiled out there some places, the scene I'm referring to, but if you don't know yet, please stay away from spoilers, because when it happens, there was a cheer in the theater that I was in when it happened, just because it was so anticipated, I think, maybe in a way. And if you don't know the spoilers, it was unexpected. Um, so that was a really nice touch. But the movie goes through that part of the film awfully quickly. They don't spend a lot of time exploring just what it means for Peter to have his identity revealed and how he goes about living his life this way. There's some jumps. There's the initial, like, immediate aftermath of, what does Spider-Man do when he finds out? Because at the end of Far From Home, that was the final thing. He's revealed to be Spider-Man, then the camera cuts. This picks up immediately after that scene, as soon as the information's out there, and he has to go pick up MJ and kind of get her out of the way of the mass that's now looking to find out what this kid is about, why Spider-Man is a teenage kid, and if he should be doing what he's doing. Um, and then there's there's a whole subplot involving Mysterio. Mysterio obviously is framing Peter for killing not just Mysterio, but other people. And then you've got competing camps that believe Mysterio and those that don't believe him and believe Spider-Man. And that's kind of a smaller plot that is touched upon in the film, but not to the extent that I think it could have been. Had this movie been two films, the dealing with the immediate aftermath of Spider-Man's identity being revealed and how he goes about living his life as, a public figure now, and then maybe, he makes the decision to, and again, this is a little bit spoilery, but if you've seen the trailers, this. It's not a spoiler if you've seen the trailer, but so if you want to skip ahead another minute, you'll get past this. But the decision to go speak with Doctor Strange and see if he can, remove that information from the world, if he can make people forget that Spider-Man and Peter Parker are the same person. And of course, Doctor Strange agrees to do that, and that kind of sets us off on all the other items that happen. Um, so I felt like that could have been its own film, just dealing with the ramifications of his identity being public. But they chose to combine it with, the other ramifications of what happens when Peter attempts to rectify the issue of his identity being public. And that's where the real weight of the film comes into play. I think the film does an excellent job of letting you know why Spider-Man is such a great character. It's in these moments where he's dealing with these visitors from other from the multiverse, from other universes, that you really get a sense of just who the character of Spider-Man is and why he's endured for so long, and why he's someone that I think a lot of people gravitate towards and look up to. It's really cool what they do with the villains that he encounters and his reaction to those villains. In addition, you get to see where Peter gets his moral compass from, and that's a cool thing to see in this series because we haven't seen that yet in this series. You know, we joined this version of Peter Parker, you know, as an already established hero, web slinging in New York City, and you know, Iron Man stops by and picks him up to take him to Germany to confront the other Avengers, to confront Cap and his team in Civil War. We never get to see why, you know, it's important for this Spider-Man to be the hero that he is. And in this film, you get a real good idea of who has instilled that moral compass in him and given him the uh, the push to be a hero. And so that was very cool to see. That was a nice touch of this film. Beyond that, if you've seen the trailers, you know that there are some returning villains in this film, and it's just a lot of fun to see those villains come back. They play those villains very close to exactly as they were in, you know, our previous encounters with them. And it's a ton of fun to see those villains back and see how this Peter responds to them. The movie is an emotional roller coaster. Um, be prepared if you love the character of Spider-Man, if you love the history of Spider-Man. Um, be prepared to take some pretty big punches to the gut. The movie doesn't drown itself in like depression and sorrow, but it also has emotional weight to it. And I certainly felt like it was all earned. It wasn't just doing things for the sake of doing them. I felt like they were in service to the overall story, and the story that they were trying to tell with this character and this Spider-Man. There's a lot of stuff to get into if you've seen the film. There's a ton you could talk about with regards to spoilers and things that happen in the film. And of course, as I said at the beginning, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. So I'm trying to really find a way to express just why I love the movie so much without giving away some of those secrets and things that you may not know of yet. Um, Stay through the entire movie. There are two end credit scenes. The last end credit scene I would almost call like a teaser trailer. It was a little bit odd because I was expecting a post credit scene like we've seen in all the other MCU movies up until this point, and we don't really get that. It's more of like a teaser trailer for the next for a future film. The mid credit scene was also very interesting. I'm going to be interested to hear people's thoughts and comments on just what that mid-credit scene means. I'm still trying to process exactly what it means. It was something that was set up, and then all of a sudden, like they opened a door for something at one point, and then the mid-credit scene happens, and it feels like they shut the door again already. So I'm very confused about what the meaning is behind that. I'm really interested to see what other people think about that mid-credit scene. Beyond that, I'll probably just wrap this up now. I can't encourage you to go see the movie enough. It was excellent. Tom Holland and the rest of the cast are just phenomenal in it. If you love the character of Spider-Man, I don't think you'll come away disappointed. I'd be shocked if you did. This is like a celebration of the character of Spider-Man. And if this is the last time we get to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man, you know, there's been some talk of that this may be, he has given some indications that he isn't sure if he should continue playing the character. I think this is a beautiful send-off for him. I think that it leaves the character in a place that I think a lot of fans can may not be ideal. It may not be exactly where they want to see him, but it definitely isn't unfamiliar. It definitely isn't anything strange, or they don't do anything weird with the character. It's definitely the character that we all know at the end of the film. So with that, I'll just say one more time, I love the film. Please go out and see it. Please don't look at spoilers. I feel like you'll really be disappointed if some of the things that happen are spoiled ahead of time for you. I know that's easier said than done in this day and age, but if you can at all, avoid the spoilers, go and see it for yourself, and then, come back here and let me know what you thought down in the comments below. So thanks again for tuning in. Hope to see you guys again soon, and take care.